Batrider. I know Gambit loves to open with the Batrider as well. Also, they love to have long-range initiation, Shaker plus A8. That's their go-to combo. Pretty easy to set things up. But it's also a block pick. They see Oracle being banned out. They might go for Batrider. Uncontrollable damage. Next Assassin. One of my favorite position 4 heroes right now.
Yeah. We had it... Well, we had it earlier, first phase pick, but it wasn't actually by Gambit, though. They did play against Secret yesterday. It didn't work out, but that was the game that was the closest game we've seen so far between Secret and an opponent. So they gave it a good run, and of course, really good against all those carries that liked by Radiance. That was what we saw yesterday in action.
Oh, I totally forgot about this hero, Slaughter. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but it seems a bit overpowered in my book. Yeah, just taking the Roche, you kill
Dota.
1 or 2 heroes.
If you're not overpowered, you're not a Dota hero. You know?
All right.
All 10 heroes. We're going to see 10 OP heroes picked, Lacoste. That's the nature of Dota too.
I'm surprised Slaughter wasn't banned first phase. We see that a lot, though.
It gives you objective taking, mostly Roche. Even when we saw in some of the games yesterday when there was Slaughter, 3 other heroes are showing on the map while you're just Roshing with Slaughter plus 1 hero. It's that good. And they don't know about it. Even if they do, like you can't just rotate 5 heroes. 3 other cores of enemy will be farming. So 2 others that were in the Roche pit just straight up leave.
It does a few things very well, which I think are key on the current patch, but it also does have a lot of weaknesses. Like, you know, it's a single target hero, doesn't give you much team fight, doesn't have any kind of wave clear to push out lanes. Like, you compare it to what like a Batrider does. Batrider does all these other like really cool things in the game. His ability to kind of move around the map with the boots of travel, push out waves, farm really fast. Slaughter does not farm well at all.
He's probably the worst hero to farm with, but especially if he's transitioned into position 4. That's the beauty of the picks. Like most of the top tier teams love to have heroes who can be played at multiple roles, like 3, 4, 5, so you're not revealing anything and enemies don't know the exact matchup. Slaughter, he wants to be a core if he's playing against a melee hero. If he is not, then you just switch him to position 4, even 5. That's what Team Secret is doing.
Radiant team back.
Yeah, yesterday it was Skylark that played it against Ninjas in Pyjamas. It was the only time they managed to get their hands on it, though. And it is played, as you said, multiple positions. What are we thinking? Which opening do we like more? I know Slaughter, you know, stands out there in terms of like popular meta OP pick, but Nyx Assassin Batrider is a great opening as well.
I think it's 50-50. Neither team's got a better... Both teams have really good openers, is what I'd say. They're drafting well. It's nothing like what we saw last game with that was Enigma plus Shadow Demon opener. I was like, that's not an opening pick right now. Batrider Nyx, great opener. Ench Slaughter. Maybe I'll give a slight edge to the Ench Slaughter, but neither team's been outdrafted.
Yeah, so you need to get a hero that deals with the Phantom Lancer, some built-in cleave, maybe even go for Troll Warlord. He can lane against Slaughter. The Whirling Axis is great against the Enchantress, against the PL and the Illusions. You don't necessarily have to take it right now, but as for your 4th pick, you should consider it.
Yeah, they really set up well for it, banning both Magnus and Leshrac, two of the better cores to play against PL. It's going to make this PL's game that much easier. Batrider does offer some AoE, as does maybe the Nyx to a certain extent. The Impale Meteor Hammer, obviously very annoying. But
is being annoying enough? Like you need something
It depends what stage we're talking about.
Yeah.
Early stages, yes. Once Phantom Lancer gets hard, then he does not care that much.
Yeah. What is another answer for him?
Oh, for the PL?
Yeah.
Zeus is always great. I think heroes with just AoE magic damage that can clear out illusions. But Zeus is one of those heroes like you 10th pick it, so we'll have to wait and see if it really fits the game. If there's no catch or jump to go on the Zeus other than Slaughter, the hero can look really good.
And they're really taking their time with this pick.
Yeah, the carry pool has been heavily banned out. With, Lifestealer Ricky banned up by Gambit themselves, so I almost feel like Gambit were maybe looking to go for the PL. PL, one of the carries that's really good against Slaughter because you can just purge off the Corrosive Haze pre-level 25 with that Doppelganger.
Oh, the Lich pick, I feel a void in my bones.
Yeah, could see some Battle Fury Void action, or maybe just say, let's get a mid that can deal with the PL, like I mentioned, the Zeus.
True.
With that and the Batrider, your Void can just
I'm not completely sold on the Void as the hero. We had discussion in the hotel lobby in the morning about it. it just
10
feels
seconds remaining.
60 seconds on his ulti is too much.
It is very long.
And it is.
5
Like,
seconds
if
remaining.
you're playing against 3 heroes who can fight all the time, they don't rely on any cooldowns whatsoever. So if you misuse it, or if enemy has buyback ready on the hero that was killed inside a Chronosphere, you can't fight.
Yeah.
He does not provide any tools besides the Chronosphere.
And some of the other Lich partners be like the Juggernaut or like the Ursa. Do you like any of those
I
other
don't like
heroes
Ursa.
better?
No, Ursa
Ursa into
against-
PL sounds pretty bad.
Radiant team
Yeah.
pick.
Disruptor.
But
Definitely.
Jug,
It's
Jug, you're okay with?
Timber saw.
Jug is okay-ish. I would definitely love to see Troll instead.
Okay.
Troll is first phase banned.
Oh,
Try
Trem.
aggressive
It's
mode.
a small icon I can't see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is normally not like first phase. You know, if you ban Troll, you probably ban at second phase. So yeah, there's been a lot of
10
bans on
seconds
these
remaining.
cores. So Dream's pool is just getting smaller and smaller.
5 seconds
Yeah, the
remaining.
Timber gets picked up now. That could be a side lane hero, could be a mid hero. I think right now, Gambit's draft is in a cool place because of the flexibility with where the Timber can lane, and even the Batrider could theoretically go mid if it gets a good matchup. And they're going to have the last pick of the draft to decide where to send those heroes.
Yeah,
so-
but I love the Disruptor pickup from aggressive mode. It's gonna give them catch. Also, there's a good synergy between him and Slardar. Glimpse into Slardar's stun. So pretty easy. Also, once Batrider
Radiant
blinks
team
in,
back.
and this is the catch that they needed. They were pretty much limited on the stuns until Slardar gets a blink dagger.
Naga will be the final ban for aggressive mode. Not wanting to deal with another illusion carry, but I want to point out one illusion carry that I haven't seen for ages. Whatever happened to Terrorblade? People bring it up here and there because it's a signature hero for still a lot of players and
10
they play it a lot.
seconds
But why
remaining.
isn't he picked up?
His laning
anymore?
stage is pretty weak, is
Okay.
the biggest
5
part
seconds
with the hero.
remaining.
I think it was picked a couple times in the
It was,
qualifiers. Like
yeah.
the
Only a
Miracle
couple,
played it,
I
I think. Nigma picked it and actually won a game with it.
Just hit the jungle creeps. Lol.
Yeah. He kind of is this jungling carry that doesn't farm as fast as some of the other. Like Naga to me is just like a better TB in some ways. I mean, they're very different heroes.
And he really suffers against the mana burn. He relies on mana, also using the Sunder and the Diffusal Blade being one of the most popular items right now. Playing against the illusion carries like Phantom Lance or Naga Siren. It's not a good matchup for TV.
But TB was one of those carries that was traditionally a counter to Slardar because you've got such insanely high base armor. You just don't care about the minus armor as much.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is not the worst of the TB game, but if you're laning against Ench or Disruptor, you're going to get bullied a bit. It's not going to
Radiant
be
team pick.
too fun.
The puck will be the final ban on the side of Gambit. What do we want in the mid lane? Because is this Timbersaw? Is this a Dream Timbersaw? Like, there's still an option for that as well? Or are we expecting Batrider to take the mid lane? FN has played Batrider in the mid lane against Infamous in the first game they played yesterday.
I think they're waiting to see the matchup because
Okay.
aggressive
10
mode
seconds
will
remaining.
pick first, right?
No, it's Gambit's turn. It will be aggressive
Oh, Gambit's
mode.
picking.
5
Oh,
seconds
aggressive mode
remaining.
have the last pick.
Yes.
Never mind. That changes things. So yeah, they have to kind of decide where they want those heroes to go.
They're really out of options. A lot of these carry heroes got banned out who build Battle Furies,
Dire team
but
pick.
they go with what they
Faceless
know.
Void.
It's Faceless Void who can build into Battle Fury. Maelstrom, which deals well with the PL illusions, has a great synergy with Lich.
In the match that I mentioned that
Choose
they
your
had
hero.
against Infamous yesterday, their 3 cores were the Void, the Bat, and the Timber, so they stick with the same. Alina coming out for aggressive mode. We saw Borania on that yesterday as well. Did very well on that. Do we like the Lina? If it's Lina versus Bat,
And the Lina has a good lane, I think, regardless of who you're against. The scary thing with Lina is you've got no good save for Lina, so once you get to the mid game, Batrider can just kind of... Batrider or Nyx both just have this, like, insta-kill potential on Lina.
Both of these teams have no save whatsoever. Like, there's no Baton, there's no Omni Legion Commander, no Astrals, Disruptions, pretty much nothing. So these fights are going to be quick.
Yeah.
Like, we're not going to have prolonged team fights where a lot of spells are used multiple times. I like the Timbersaw pick. They don't necessarily have any good counters to it. No one builds into Spirit Whistle. Not fast enough. He's going to have one item that he can dispel things with at the moment. If Timbersaw has a good game, you need to stay away from him.
that is not a good position to be in. Or does it?
Always
is that
like
ju-
that with Timber.
But is it like at some point it times out because then at least PL can deal with him? Or like when are you going to be able to deal with?
I mean, if Lena has a really good game and gets farmed, you can deal with Timber. I think the thing is, if you just ignore him and win elsewhere on the map, you're fine. Or if you shut us down his lane. But yeah, like Lacoste says, if Timber has a good game, you have to avoid him at all costs.
So are we saying that we like Gambit's draft a little bit better because of that?
I'm not sold
sounds like you do.
Faceless Void. I think this hero too long of a cooldown on that Chronosphere. I'm gonna go with aggressive mode. I still think Gambit is a better team, but judging by the draft, I'd go with aggressive mode.
Right.
I will disagree. Just to disagree. I don't like Lacoste very much. He's generally wrong.
I know. These guys are fighting in the green room all the time. You know, just putting my earplugs in every time. All right, guys. It is time for the start of this best of 3. Gambit, aggressive mode with Capitalist and Kyle.
Both of these teams had a disappointing run in their major qualifiers, but Gambit at least was able to qualify for the minor. But I'm sure both of these teams are looking at this tournament as a way to be able to prove themselves, Kyle.
Oh, for sure. This is where you got to prove yourself. And both of these squads are certainly like tier 2. I think Gambit definitely a better pedigree, but as you said, they want to kind of get their sights set on greater heights. I botched the hell out of that intro. I have no idea where you're going with that.
Greater sights on, or you set your sights on greater heights? That was a cute
sure.
line.
Yeah, there you go.
It was cute.
Yeah.
It rhymed.
There you go. Thanks,
As long
Cap.
as it rhymes, it's good, right? It's like
That's what I'm
poetry.
going for.
That's the important part. Well, we'll have to see whether or not Gambit, especially I like that you put Gambit just a little bit higher, because aggressive mode, yeah, they did great at the major, and they were one series away from qualifying. And actually, to their credit, they lost to NiP in the end and ended up beating NiP at this tournament.
That's
so maybe in a different, different timeline, different worlds, parallel worlds, they would have actually qualified for the major. But
I remember it was like when we were playing with Bloody 9, it's Complexity, and we beat EG 2-0 in that in an online cup, and then lost to them in 11 consecutive major qualifiers.
11 consecutive. You felt every single one of those, didn't you?
But we won. Hey, not 12.
Not 12.
Not 12.
Yeah? What happened that 12th time, Kyle?
We made it to Epicenter, which in turn actually kind of just turned into a big L for me because I got kicked from the team 2 weeks later. But, man, that's the way the cookie crumbles. Them's the breaks. And speaking of breaks, we might have a...
They're going to be breaking some trees so they can take the outpost. It's a silly little move. It doesn't really accomplish a whole lot, but just kind of annoy your enemy.
Yeah, sometimes that's key.
Maybe keeps them occupied when it comes to the bounty runes. Is Chanchlo trying to get in front of Skeeter, body block him. The Impale comes out as well, but no need because Chanchlo had a perfect body block to ensure that gold.
Yeah, and I would agree. I certainly would favor, on paper, aggressive mode's draft a bit, but Gambit have the 2 bigger win conditions. They actually have like 3 tools that really don't peak into the later game. Void and Timber. Void just kills everything in Chrono once you get enough items. Timber eventually just isn't going to die. And Batrider is the only, you pick them off through BKB, you find a kill. The problem is, to get through the mid game is going to be tough, especially against hunter killers like Slardar and Disruptor.
Yeah, Slardar, the most valued hero at this tournament. Most picked.
It's so
or most picked and banned, rather.
An incredible laner. You have an insane Aghanims. You have damage amplification. It was really only a matter of time until he started getting more play.
And there's
very mobile
benefit of being able to build them in different ways, right? You can go for the early Blink Dagger. You can go for pipe builds into Aghanim Scepters and just tank up.
You got a stun, Cap. That's the thing. It's a meme, I know, but you'd be surprised how many times people it'll happen. People will Insania and me laugh about this every time Liquid does it. They'll lose a game, and back says, you didn't pick. He's like, what'd you do, bro? He's like, I didn't pick stuns. I don't know. I'm an idiot.
Not enough stuns, bro.
You just gotta pick stuns. And Slardar, he's got 2. 2's better than 1.
Well, in this lane, before the ultimate, there is one hero that has a stun, but you have to actually land it. Bora misses it on FN as the sticky napalm stacks build up against him.
I'm surprised more people don't put this point in flame break on mid bats.
Yes.
I see a lot of people just skip it completely, but it's so much damage.
It's also instant damage now as another LSA lands. FNG gets a little bit low, back over to mid where FN's going to healing salve up. It's also instant damage now as opposed to the damage over time from before, so it allows you to be able to get last hits on range creeps.
Yep, that's a good point. It's a really nice change, and this is great from FN. He's going to go early bottle, and this is super important. You can see who's there. XS Vampire. Sure, he would have got the rune anyway, but if you're going to rush this bottle, you need a support helping you secure runes.
Right.
It's so easy to lose lanes when you rush it, because you'd just be dead in the water now, but instead, nice arcane rune. It's going to be tough for Lina to stay here.
And if you're going to be roaming like that, you need to have an off-laner who is either self-sufficient or is experience greedy, and Timbersaw is a little bit of both, especially experience greedy.
Yep, that's a good point.
In order to be self-sufficient, he needs to get to level 3.
Indeed, and yep, aggressive mode, they're already out to a nice start in the lanes. Mid is going to be the key, because Lina, you don't really have that great of a comeback mechanism. Sure, you can farm jungle like a storm, but you don't scale like one, and what a flame break.
Bops him over the cliff, back down into the river. Bora tries to hit an LSA on both of them. Will be able to force them back enough, but they're going to dive for the tower and easily get the first blood for FN.
Yeah, you cannot get up to 5 stacks on a Lina at any point in that sort of scenario. And also love that they warded above the hill, so these rotations are almost always going to know if anyone from Dire actually teleports into defend. But you've got like no wards for your mid Lina against the bat. He's just going to continue to die there anytime Nyx wants to. In fact, he's just camping the hill, ready to walk back down.
And if he's losing there, it means aggressive mode needs to be able to find an opening bottom lane, which they will, onto Lich, get that kill, and force Dream back. Get a decent amount of damage on him. He's currently sitting at 12 and 3. Skylark really wanted that 4th hit. That bash coming out. Lina is going to get burned to a crisp here in the mid lane. It's once again the mid Bat Rider with the help of a roaming Nyx assassin. It's pretty much a duel lane.
Tips, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I just love it. This is the thing you've got to do, though. How do you make plays bottom with your Void? Not possible. Up top, you've got a Timbersaw. And this is a very simple concept, but doesn't mean it's easy. A lot of teams still don't do it properly. It's just playing around the right heroes. You want to leave your Timber on the island and go play with your killer. There's nowhere else you're going to be able to make moves. Ignore. Top is just a dead lane. And bottom is actually going to be rough, especially when you have a Lich against Enchantress. You're just going to Frost Shield immediately. It's going to get purged off.
Yeah.
And a haste rune. Oh god, this could make some moves here.
Let's see what he does with that. The Timbersaw was forced to TP away, but at the end, he's still a solo laner, is getting lots of experience, and when he comes back to lane, I'm pretty sure they're not going to be able to force him out again. Meanwhile, Bora is only in level 4.
Indeed, and you're just not a hyper carry like some of these other mid heroes that like to recover. You know, a Storm at 30, 40 minutes in is terrifying. Lina, you're just going to be squishy and weak the entire game. Sure, you're going to be able to deal damage, but Gambit, they're going to have no intentions of allowing you to do so. They're going to dive straight for him.
You can see he is loath to do it, but he is going to be jungling.
Yep, but there's a Bat Rider with a haste that knows he's there.
He sees where he's at, but instead he's going to be making a break for the Disruptor, who's currently trying to get some bounty runes, gets a little fire on him, Flame brings him up, allowing Shotchlo to finish him, hopefully, with the Timberjane. That's going to go right through him. FN is actually back here with the haste rune, trying to get the last hit on the kill, but he fails as a wand goes off from Spartan, allowing him to die to the tower
that
instead.
Is everything about that sequence of events was vintage Spartan. Sacrifices himself for the rune, uses his wand and a fairy fire to ensure that he dies to the tower.
Anything you can to slow FN down, I guess, in some way.
Go for it. It's like you're falling out of a building and you stop to phone your, I don't know, your baker. That's a bad one. That didn't work.
Phone your banker?
Baker.
Baker? Oh,
Yeah.
like banker made sense to me. You like putting your some sort of affairs in order. Baker?
I don't know. You need that bread.
Gotta get that bread, dog. That's what life is about. 34 and 13. This Phantom Lancer is getting total free farm, and if they could actually find another kill on the Timbersaw, it'd be fantastic. They do manage to glimpse him back there, and are really trying to go in for the kill. Timbersaw's getting low,
JJ.
and hopefully we'll see it as he TPs away. Looks like we had a...
I was speaking for Twitch chat there. Sorry. Sorry about that. We almost missed that kill. Nice TP away, and another rune rather for the Bat Rider. Not a kill rune, just illusions, but he is certainly doing well middle, but the problem is his side lane's not really the same story. Yeah. I know Void and Timber are getting farmed, but PL Slaughter are free farming.
Yeah, and Slaughter particularly scary in that regard. Good job, Vampire. Way to deny that sentry. That means absolutely nothing, but I'm sure it's a small moral victory.
Those are the most important.
FN Trying to make rotation, catch Skylark here, bumps him back, but almost catches them with the lasso. Sadly, though, a crush from the Slordar stops that one.
That was actually really well played by both players. The
Yeah.
perfect flame break, he would have got that lasso, and the stun timing was excellent because it's the lasso range is, I think, only like 30 or 40 units lower than the stun, so not much time.
And seeing as Flame Break isn't even a stun, you can actually like start the cast animation,
yeah,
and then the Flame Break will bump you, and you'll still complete the crush.
Yep. Soul Ring now on the Timber, but this is going to be a long one. If you're a Gambit fan and you want a W here, they're going to need to drag this one out. And if you're aggressive mode, just keep doing what you're doing, really. Play away from this Timber Saw starting about now, as he has hit level 6, and just go look to make kills happen. I like that Spartan was taking some experience up here because his level 6 is going to be huge.
Oh, they're actually going to try and go for a kill here. Bringing Bora up here, surrounded by the kinetic field, is going to be able to get the Timber Chain away. They glimpse him back into the LSA. A little bit more damage with the Laguna Blade and the Dragon Slave. That'll be enough to get the kill.
Luckily, that's a level 2 Thunder Strike. If people were still going that 1-3-1 build, I don't think they actually have the damage to get him. And really big that they were able to take him out with the assistance of the Lina. It's much needed experience, and now you can just leave him up top alone. He'll get a free couple waves in the camp. Dream's going to have his ultimate very soon, but I don't really think you can kill anybody down here.
Yeah, they don't have the most obvious damage to throw inside the Chronosphere.
That was the point I was about to make. It's really just the Timber. I've always loved Timber Void as a duo, but I find that I like it a lot more when my mid hero is also going to scale.
Yeah.
The Bat mid has had some success. We see Limp from Alliance playing it all the time. It does, however, fall off as far as damage output goes, and it's the same story for Lich and Nyx to an extent, so it's very important that these two cores have great games.
Well, our Bat Rider farmed up that stack that we were looking at earlier and is now going to be the first to cross the 4K net worth threshold as we approach the 10-minute mark. Skylark once again using that cheeky way to cut down trees and take the outpost from the low ground. Now that is a bit more significant as we approach that experience bounty time. Skylark going to try and go for the kill here onto Dream. Doesn't actually have the bash stacked up until now. Turns around. Actually, Chronosphere's the two of them, seeing as the Slaughter was underneath the tower. Plus, there's the rotation of FN sending him back, but Skylark is still going to get burned out by the Bat Rider's damage. Now, a pull back in from FNG is he's going to do some damage to Spartan. Just another 20 seconds till the bounties.
That's all the bots pick up on the bat. And it's very important to pick up that item when you're playing with heroes like Timber Void, because you're going to be playing this split game, right? And you want to be able to help out with every chrono. That's just a free kill. Oh, did he just he just got walked at and died?
Yeah.
All right.
They quickly found the real one. Just one sticky napalm, a little bit of damage, and lasso with a chain stun.
Yeah, so anyway, so Gambit, they want to like split the map at all times, and you don't want to be fighting without Chronosphere. So you need Bat to be able to shove waves, play independently, but then also, oh, there's a Chrono, there might be a fight here. Okay, I'm here immediately. So really like that decision, and then immediately into the blink after. That's a good call, as he is still really their only pickoff, unless, I mean, do you need a blink if you can just walk up and kill the enemy carry? I'm not sure.
A ward on a high ground. Should be able to spot the Bat Rider, maybe not the Nyx assassin who's cutting across. They do have a sentry in lane, though, so they give up on making that rotation. I think they even ping the ward, potentially. Shochlo, he's going to be showing himself, trying to protect this tower. He's got to be careful with the Corrosive Haze. They've actually found FNG in the back. Skeeter and Skylark should be able to bring him down the Corrosive Haze, making him a squishy target. Meanwhile, inside the Static Storm, a Bat Rider in trouble and will be run down. Aggressive Mode managed to find two, but they're going to lose their Lina now. As the Nyx assassin shows up, a cut through. Shochlo is able to bring down the Slardar. Now marches forward, just looking to punch people because he's out of mana. Meanwhile, Skeeter and Spartan are low on health, but Skeeter will be able to find that kill on a Vampire before he starts retreating. Shochlo is still able to stand there and tank up this creep wave, protecting the tower, but is unable to protect his teammates.
Yep, no Chrono means no team fight W there, although it really doesn't look that bad for Gambit at the end of the day. 3 for 2.
The Bat Rider loss probably hurts them a bit, but they traded for almost taking the top tower and protecting their own safe lane towers, so. And this is just your general Timbersaw game plan, right? Yep. Outside of the laning phase, if you did a pretty good job, well, just go wherever the enemy is going.
Pretty much, and this is going to be tough for aggressive mode to deal with, but they are preserving their towers, which is quite nice under the circumstances. They're already at 12 minutes. No tier 1s have fallen. This is big for the side of AM. They need that Blink Dagger up on Slaughter at a point to really start getting aggro. FN's going to be finishing. No, he actually is going for Force instead of Blink. I think I like that call.
Yeah.
Because you have so many tools that are going to provide vision for you. Like you're not really going to initiate a fight and like, oh, pick somebody off. You're going to be playing around your Timber and counter-initiating.
Yeah.
So the raw stats, the regen, it's more useful. And there's added utility. The one thing about Blink is that it, of course, provides no stats. So effectively any other
break. Oh, he lost it. No, he does manage to get it. The Crows of Haze. Given the vision they need to be able to get the glimpse, but now they're going to turn things around as already Vampires managed to kill Spartan and the Chronosphere catching Bora. Trying to hit him, but Timbersaw going to be slowed down by Skylark, who's actually going for the support kill right now. Does manage to get the Disruptor, but Bora's still going to be run down in the end as Gambit have brought everybody to this top lane.
And this is the strength of the lineup right here, is that if Gambit are going to bring more numbers, you're just not going to be able to take them out. Aggressive Mode needs Skeeter to have more influence in this game, but it's just not really at that farm point anytime soon.
Oh, the Impale perfectly timed. Now they're going to throw out their Chain Frost as well. Skeeter in trouble underneath the tower, and now FN with that Boots of Travel making slick work of all these rotations around the map. Should be able to catch this Phantom Lancer and looks for a little bit more. Skylark, though, with the high levels of sprint, should be fine.
He's going for a drums on the Slaughter. I am not certain I'm down with that. How do you really stay in a fight? You know, you kind of have to poke and prod here, because if you try and man up on a Timber or a Bat, like these heroes just kind of start hitting you, and you take so much magic damage, you're going to be forced to run away.
I have some players that like swear by drums on Slardar.
Really?
They just swear by it. They said it's super good. And I kind of see why, like, the whole active of drums is what makes drums so good right now. It's no longer the stats. It's all about the active, and that attack speed is really good for a Slardar, especially for bursting down somebody like the Void.
Yep, and your sprint's also percentage-based movement speed increase. So you're one of the you use the passive bonus better than almost every other hero in Dota.
Yeah, that's true.
As you get more MS from it. Plus, you get to move quick. Everyone likes moving quick.
They're up by 3K on the side of Gambit. It's another round of bounties coming up in 40 seconds. They switch over to the Blink Dagger again on Batrider. FN just couldn't seem to make up his mind.
It's always frustrating when players like pretend they're going to do something to analyze why that sounds like a cool decision.
No, I like that idea better, that he goes back for the other one. You're like,
actually, I do like the Blink. It's funny. The thing is, though, that really is what the game of Dota is. Like, there's reasons to buy and not buy items and draft heroes, etc. It just comes down to what the individual player thinks is better.
Yes.
And
so
then you see if they win or lose, and you know if they were wrong or right.
It's the same reason, like, people love to be able to point out, like, oh, this hero feels pretty good, and you could just be like, well, yeah, that hero feels good, but other heroes just feel better.
Yep.
Nice pickoff on Skylark as they baited out the bounty rune and even grabbed the bounty rune away from Skylark. So,
nice.
And they got the bounties on top lane, I presume, as well, considering the Void's position.
Really, they got a Nether Shawl for the Timber. That is so good for Timbersaw. The bonus spell amp, 20% magic resist, and it's not as if you need armor. So, really nice there. Van Brace for the PL. Took the strength talent on Void. That's to be expected. You're effectively only threatened by burst damage in this game. You want to be able to live through the Disruptor ults and a Slardar combo.
And now they just got the Pupil's Gift on an agility carry as well. So if you wanted to be able to tank up even more on your Void, you've got that.
Yeah, I just don't really see the timing here for aggressive mode. Perhaps this is it. They're going to smoke up, but the difficulty is they don't have like a real playmaker, and FN's constantly off map. You're not going to be able to fight through Chrono either, so you really need this. You can't go for Timber.
This is the moment where you would want that Blink Dagger, right? If you smoke into the jungle and you run into the Batrider, you manage to blink stun him before he can blink away, then fantastic. You found a very big core kill that is easy to bring down. Run into the Timbersaw, though, and you're going to be very unhappy. Aggressive mode, as you can see, just kind of wandering around. Not much they can do with this. And losing more and more ground all the time, because next, Gambit are going to use the Siege Wagon push, put the Timbersaw on the front lines, and take this mid-tower.
He's got a hood and the Nether Shawl. He's actually just not going to die. Lina and Disruptor do less than half damage to the hero now. with their spells, and there really isn't going to be a way to take them down with physical damage either. You do have Diffusal, of course. You can make a moon. We've seen how effective that was at TI.
Static Storm to lead things off. Corrosive Haze on top of him, but already it's not him that's in trouble. Shot flow is perfectly fine. He's only down to a little bit more than half health, and they just turned around and quickly killed the Phantom Lancer.
Yeah, don't go for the Timbersaw, folks.
Yeah.
This is not the hero you want to be gunning for. He's got the pipe complete as well. Now they're going to smoke out and go.
Chronosphere
All right.
is going to be able to catch the 2 cores, and Lil can do little to stop this one. In fact, Spartan doesn't even have a glimpse up, so Lena's already dead. They're going to be able to pull the Slardar back while they do try and go for that back line. Still, though, looks like a glimpse back on FNG will be a trade-off. Looks like Skylark was too tough for Gambit to fight. Once the Chronosphere is down, you can kind of see they do eventually just kind of run out of damage unless their Bat Rider's up. Van Brace. That's why our Slardar is so tanky. Treads, drums, and then a Van Brace. That's a serious stat build.
Indeed. I like it. It's one of the reasons the hero gets picked, right? He has 5k net worth, but it feels like he's stronger than that. And he is, because at this phase of the game, just this amount of net worth, as you said, 2,000 HP, but you'll provide so much damage amp as well with your...
Break the Untouchable, and it's pretty easy to kill an Enchantress, but now Vampire finds that Skeeter has a Diffusal Blade, so he's going to turn and actually fight him, but he won't be able to go far. Glimpsed, and tries to go for a TP out. Fortunately, there's an Lina here as well. Aggressive mode, I think they know they just have to bring a lot of heroes to fights. In fact, Skylark even rotated up here as well. He runs into FN with a double damage rune. He does a decent amount of damage. Now he's just going to be kited by the sticky napalm, and if anything, Skylark could get himself killed for chasing so far. Gambit try to blink back in here, but Skylark makes a break through the water. He's going to be fine.
Oh, whoa, a Battle Fury on Dream.
He's going the Ags Battle Fury build. Have you seen this against Phantom Lancers? It's
Not
mega
the
dope.
Ags.
Yeah, so what he just time walks into a group of Phantom Lancers, and he gets the free time walk hits, and so it's a bunch of Battle Fury hits everywhere.
That's pretty good.
It's pretty sick. I think the first time I saw it was Nico Baby. I don't know if he's the one who made this build, but
I like it. I think it's a lot more effective than the Maelstrom you had queued up earlier.
Yeah.
Plus, he probably got the read on the game. It's going to be slow. It's going to take a while. We're not going to be able to win this one in 25 minutes anytime. So might as well invest in the future. And there's also just not much pressure aggressive mode is pumping out. You know there's no Blink Daggers coming up soon. The Lina, in theory, could get a Shadow Blade at a point. Check out the vision to the right. This is one of my my favorite tools, like, ever. Because as a casual viewer, you don't realize this. Like, we obviously know we can make better plays than the teams because we see everything. We're cheating. But this is actually what the game of Dota is all about, the vision control. And as you can see right now, Gambit, at least if the fight happens now, are certainly securing that area better.
Yeah.
You don't want to invade either enemy jungle right now if you're not prepared for 5-on-5.
Pull in the Lina. But with aggressive mode, they're all around here. There is going to be a 3-man Chronosphere with a Chain Frost. That's going to be 3 dead heroes rather easily. Gambit cleanly winning a fight as aggressive mode. Get a bit too aggressive.
How's that song go again, Cap?
Don't
go up the high ground with no vision.
It's a classic song.
It is.
Classic.
It really is. I've never gotten to the bridge, but that opening line, man, ugh. If only more
it's
people
one of those
tuned in.
songs you play the first 10 seconds, then you hit skip. That's all you wanted for on your playlist. Skeeter does manage TP away, but he's trying to make the best of a bad situation. He's lost all his allies, and so he's just trying to find farm where he can. We're going to watch that again. Is just perfectly set up. Look at them all group up. Honestly, Skylark could have been caught in that Chronosphere as well. He wasn't so damn fast.
It wasn't quite the high ground, but either way,
they were walking.
You know, he was on the way.
Lina got caught being on the low ground next to a high ground.
Yeah.
And he did not have
like
vision.
People, man, I know that they weren't the greatest movies, but you should have watched the prequels. You would have learned.
You're referring to the Star Wars prequels,
correct?
Of course. Just wanted to make sure that that was clear for everybody. Kyle was indeed referencing Star Wars once again.
What's that? Is there something wrong with that?
No.
You a Trekkie or something?
No. I appreciate good Star Wars.
No, then
not many of them,
the recent movies.
Only about 1/3 of the series. The entire thing is good, but
yeah. I feel like there had to be like some party like a few years ago where the Davids from Game of Thrones got super high with the people making Star Wars, and just like, yo, dude, what if we just wrote scripts for each other, man? Just didn't know anything, and we just did it and just made millions of dollars. That would be great. Anyway, no, it would be great.
Can I see the vision of the mango tree that is up there above the Tier 2 dire side? Just straight up. We've got a mango tree that's camped out there, and I'm not sure what kind of vision it gives. First, we're going to watch the Slardar die, though.
Not dead yet.
Well, he's going to be.
Nice little chakram pullback. Oh, that is cool.
So is that a Radiant? No, that's a Dire.
I mean, that is really interesting.
Is that vision good?
I don't think so, but the idea of placing it like in other games, perhaps, or even done aggressively, like that's really cool concept.
Yeah.
If you place it somewhere, it's not going to get dewarded. That's effectively a free Tinker
If
Ward.
Radiant placed that mango tree, I'd be like, oh, that's really sick. You can see TPs into the Tier 2.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much you would see into the lane with that, but
Dota, the thing about Dota that I love, and probably why I've played it for as long as I have, is the number of variables. And like as the game progresses, right, Iceberg's just adding more. You got talents, you got neutral items, you have these more items. Like it just increases the number of choices and options you have, and that's what Dota is all about. And that's something I haven't seen before, but maybe we'll see that as an innovation in the future.
I'm pretty sure T-Governor would rate that pretty low on his list of mango tree spots, but he's been the mango tree specialist that I talked to about what do you do with your mango tree. We're going to have a fight here. The Chain Frost bouncing back and forth between the Illusions and Skylark with the Timbersaw cutting through as well. They make short work of aggressive mode time and time again. A Chronosphere does manage to catch Bori, even as they glimpse Dream back. Just holding the Lina is good enough.
Yep.
You're going to get FN on top of that Lina with his BKB. Finish him off with a Flame Break. Now Spartan's going to get caught as well. One more glimpse, but you can't glimpse them all, sadly, Spartan.
And this is the downside. The panel did say, neither side has any save. However, Gambit are the ones with the Chronosphere.
Yeah.
And they're just dropping it on the Lina or the Disruptor and all inning, and there's just nothing you're going to be able to do to save the day. And you can see the Roche with the Aegis. Really like this angle, too. Shout out once again to WePlay for some goddamn incredible production. I hope you guys at home are enjoying. DD on Dream just in time for the Roshan. Still think this should only do half damage, or half the bonus to Roche and buildings, but that's just me.
No, it's not just you.
Somewhere out there, Alan's like, where's he?
Either way, though, this is going to be a very fast Aegis for Gambit. 25 minutes in with an 11K net worth lead. This is looking pretty grim, Kyle, for aggressive mode. What would you do if you were aggressive mode? How do you change this game?
Well, this is a good start. You got to smoke up. You have to be the ones initiating. That's what it comes down to, because you're playing against BKBs now. So.
But do you have initiation?
No.
Because Skylark,
you got to use.
I don't know what items he has past his drums. Oh, Vampire. He breaks the smoke, managed to get a Spike Carapace turned back onto the Lina. And yeah, he's going to die, but it's still a 4-man smoke for a support kill.
They do get tower, though.
Oh, that's true.
His bottom just creeps, but still take those. Got to be careful. I mean, you can see Dream is just farming because there's no chrono. Once it comes up, he's going to go fight. And this is going to be what Gambit look to rinse and repeat for the rest of this game unless AM can do something about it. It starts with map control in the enemy jungle so that you can actually start trying to find pickoffs on solo heroes. It's just easier said than done.
Paladin Sword. Some easy sustain for the Phantom Lancer. Shots raining in. Small kill on FNG. Really doesn't do that much for aggressive mode. But
I really like the way Gambit's playing, though. Just no risks. Yeah, you lost a couple supports. Your advantage went from 11 to 10K. Who cares? It's all about your courts. It's all about this chrono timer. And you can expect to see them make a play on lit respawn.
Pipe Kaya into a later Bloodstone for Shachlo.
I love the Kaya pickup. It's underrated on Timbersaw, especially just as a tool against PL, because it limits mana loss. There's mana loss reduction included in the item, which means that the Diffusal Blade's also doing less damage to you.
Yeah, these the Kayas and Sanjas right now, just mega value.
Oh my god, yeah, Timber with Sanj Kaya is actually just nuts. You get the status resist, the health amp, or not status resist, just the health amp. Either way, that's better.
The health amp.
Man, you can tell I've been playing Dota a lot. Like, I know all these things now.
Well, according to Rich Campbell, not very well. You haven't been playing Dota very well, but
like it is so heavy. You don't understand.
I don't know.
We almost
I
lost
don't know
the
what
game
you're
to
talking about.
bots.
Oh, we also almost lost a game to bots, but you know, I always had the game well in hand. I knew I could rat it out.
Yeah, those darn expert bots, man. Larry bot was almost our undoing.
Skylark almost has his BKB, so still no form of initiation, just utterly focus on the battle aspect. And I don't feel that good about, like, BKB is good always on Slardar, but there's no like one hero that I'm going to feel super good about focusing down, right? Just because, like, if I get on the Void and stuff, like, I'm probably not killing him 100-0, right? And he's just going to time walk away. And I'm going to try and sprint after him, but I just don't feel like I'm going to be able to just stay on top of it and kill him like most Slardars want to do against carries.
And it's so easy for them to play this game as Gambit. You just play in the vicinity of your Timber. He takes one lane, your Void takes another, and you kind of just float in between them. And he can play so aggressive, and the rest of them just coming up to find him.
Thanks to the Yule's build, he even has catch for some of his allies as he almost catches Lina, but Yule's right back.
That is a nice item.
Yeah.
Orb of Destruction on the Void. Make it do Scotty for free with a bit of a Deso included.
Tier 2 tower at the bottom lane.
And they do have the Blink on Slaughter, as you said. He's going BKB next. It's going to be needed if they really want to take an engagement. Hey, look at the way Gambit are playing, right? 5 heroes, 5 different locations. Aggressive mode. They kind of have to hold hands or be just under towers. You don't feel safe anywhere if Void is off the map. There's also a Nyx constantly hunting around. The vision game just firmly in control of Gambit.
Yes. That's one of the big advantages of a Nyx assassin, right? Is him so aggressively scouting things out at all times, plus the fact that you have superior vision as well. Just means you kind of know you can play split up like this as FN tries to chase somebody down. It's going to be Skylark who's going to be caught. Enchant slows down the Batrider a bit, but he's already pulled him in close enough to FNG to be able to get that kill.
Nice play. I love that. They're just doing such a good job here. I think that FN's been activated perfectly. He gets the runes, right? His team helps him get the runes immediately into the bots. We saw that effectively just carry them through the mid game. Now he's just blink BKB. And talk about lack of save. Now you don't have to just fear the chrono, but there's literally nothing you can do to stop a bat from just lassoing who he wants and bringing him towards his team. And look, a chronosphere. And Lina's dead again. It's just, it's rinse repeat for Gambit. Easy peasy.
Lina has certainly had a rough game. What's our Lina score? Because I know I've watched her die at least 6 times now. It's 1-8-5.
Yep, that's not good. And final point on the bat, the gem pickup. Whenever you get the Aegis, you know that you're in a position where if you fight a 50-50 engagement, you're going to win it. There's no way to allow aggressive mode. If they don't have wards, they're not going to catch you off guard.
Going to be able to catch the Nyx assassin to start things off, and even FNG's going to die. The 2 supports are already gone, but Skylark will have to trade his life for this. Now, I think the rest of aggressive mode may not be looking at that fight so optimistically, as the cores are still incredibly dangerous, and you could see, yeah, sure enough.
Grove Bow is such a great item on hand. You get the magic resist for the Timber and the bonus range to increase the damage of the impetus.
Oh, yeah. FN. Hadn't used his lasso yet. Is going to use it now to be able to grab Lil for a second here. Skeeter and Spartan, I mean, they have no backup, so I'm very surprised that they still want to be able to fight around this area. Skeeter already taken so much damage, has to jump away. Now the Lina is here to be able to hit the 2-man stun with the BKB going off, ensuring the kill on a Spartan, as well as the tier 1 tower going down.
What, does Lina just have blink bots? What else? I am not a huge fan. When you're behind, to spend more than 4,000 gold on items that provide absolutely 0 stats is quite rough, especially when you consider you're never going to live through chrono if in a poor engagement. You kind of want to be able to play independent and like find kills, and there's no one who can really hunt at the moment, and it's creating difficulties.
So you would have preferred like Shadowblade instead of the Blink Dagger for him to hunt more?
Even just, I'm just not a huge fan of come from behind bots. I think it's a tool to use when you're ahead enough so you can abuse map control. It's tough to like just farm. You can't play side lanes alone.
Like FN is doing here, right? Like they know they're ahead, so they can take any fight. Anytime one of his supports runs into a hero and gets a disable off, he TPs in.
It just, you can't, like, this is what I mean. You can't do what he's trying to do here as Lina.
Yeah.
You cannot play side lanes alone. There is a Nyx, there is a Void.
Well, he's going to be caught by the Eu-Scepter into an Impale and to his 9th death of the game.
Whoa.
Okay, Glimpse.
Trippy.
He still has another Timber Chain, though. And he does a lot of damage with Impetus, but they're still so tanky. In fact, they're going to be lassoing him here into yet another kill for Gambit, and they're just going to keep the ball rolling here. Time walking in, killing Spartan as well. Now it's 4 dead.
And it feels effortless. Like, they didn't even have a fighting chance. Aggressive mode just sort of die one by one. Now they're going to lose the tier 3, maybe even a Rax.
So many times I'm watching aggressive mode, like, I know they can't fight, but somehow, like, players are still staying there. Like what happened at bottom lane, where it's like 3 people were dead. Like, what is Skeeter and Spartan possibly going to do? It looks like
he's just TPing out in front of a guy with the Yules.
Yeah, well, now he's going to pay for that mistake unless he can do some Phantom Rushing jukes here, but okay, you've got maybe a Doppelganger coming up soon. Juke the Timber Chain, go to the other side. Okay, more heroes are rotating at least. A 2-man stun. Flame Break pushes them back in. Another Phantom Rush onto the Ancients. Can he get another Doppelganger as the chain is going to come up soon? But sadly, Eu-Scepter, no, it actually does allow him to be able to still get off that. Okay, never mind. Oh, jeez, he's going back to the Ancients again until FNG finally says enough. I've got a single target nuke. He is going to die. So they lost the top lane of Barracks and lost their carry. Now Vampire, dude, they're all over the map. They were all just bottom lane. I swear to God, I just saw a bunch of heroes down there. Now they're mid, inside the enemy base, trying to kill Lil. Lil will barely survive unless Dream chases him down inside a tier 4 radius, in which he will, because he doesn't care about anybody on the side of aggressive mode. Nobody's a threat to him, and he'll just jump on anyone he finds. Spartan, once again, shows up to a fight, instantly dies.
You can't do anything is the problem. Like, Gambit have 3 heroes that find kills, and aggressive mode, like, can't kill Timber or Void or really just do much other than chill.
It feels like a lot of this game is just off the back of the fact that Lina had no lane and therefore had no game. Yeah. Right? It's just, she wasn't ever a threat.
Yep, like Gambit had a very clear window where they'd power spike hard. Aggressive mode's lineup is really, their win conditions predicated on them just winning the lanes and sort of just having everyone having a good game, just outplaying, effectively winning from start to finish. And even though their lanes went okay, they just, as you said, don't have a Lina for the game. I
mean, it felt like their heroes that they were using to their advantage is a little bit of cheeky fountain diving, you know.
That's really cool because the Radiance does more damage per tick based on how many Qs you have stacked up.
Oh, okay. Really?
I think so.
Huh.
That one I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure. Or it's just a meme. But you would think that that would be the reason to get it. It is quite good against the PL as well, though. Oh, so they're killing.
I don't think that's the way it works out.
What did I curse them? What's happening?
Well, they dove the fountain, and we're trying to kind of meme and clown on aggressive mode, and that pickoff turned into many pickoffs because they have a disruptor.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of times we'll criticize teams for like playing too safe, but this is why, because you make a mistake like that and all of a sudden, yeah, maybe you win this game. It's going to take a hell of a lot longer now.
4 going on 5 here as Gambit are going to lose all 5 of their heroes. All right, back into the Roshan pit they go.
Well, I thought it was over.
20k gold lead, 2 lanes of Barracks up. Why wouldn't you do a little bit of fountain diving? Well, here's why you don't do it. Now you've just given away Aegis and cheese.
And then they pause just to really let it sink in.
Yeah.
You know? Looks like a really sad roller coaster.
Time to span some hero lines or something. There we go. FNG trying to bolster the troops. Yeah, we threw a little bit, but we're still up by a gigantic amount of net worth. We still win team fight.
Luckily, Void is one of the more unthrowable late-game carries in Dota 2. Eventually, you will hit a Chronosphere and kill the enemy cores. Ags, though, on the Lina. I like this pickup. It's going to do a hell of a lot of damage. It pierces the BKB. Very good against Timber and Void. It provides some of that necessary burst if they actually want to be able to find kills before the team fight starts.
Yeah. Now they just need a Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor, and then they'll be all set.
Yeah.
But that is going to be a long time coming. As, he's got 2 of the items so far. Okay, he's only 400 gold away. Oh, man. Those 5 different heroes dying with a 20k gold lead was a lot of gold given away.
Indeed, and that's a huge tool because all of a sudden you can finally kill these Gambit heroes that have the possession of a BKB already. And what's up, man? You got a smug look on your face.
I just can't believe that maybe they might end up throwing this game off of, because the Aghanim Scepter on Disruptor adds so much, right?
Yes.
You get any kind of initiation from your Slaughter. If you're able to follow that up with a Static Storm, catching these heroes like the Void, like the Bat Rider, who have these BKBs, they're very reliant on those BKBs, then you're just killing whoever's there. And then from that point on, like once you win the initial fight for aggressive mode, this is the problem, right? They were behind on that Lina, therefore they couldn't feel comfortable ever taking good fights. They didn't have that confidence that allows a Disruptor to truly shine, right? Disruptor wins, continues to win off of winning that initial part of the fight, right? Able to pull people back into position to be able to kill them again. Well, now if they can win that fight with the Static Storm, then you're going to get a glimpse kill on top of it.
And the PL becomes far more problematic as well as he scales into the late game, especially when you have an Aegis. Now, the Butterfly on Void is big because really Ench and PL's damage can be severely mitigated.
Yeah, neither one of those heroes want to build MKB.
No, but a Rapier.
Skeeter acting like a bot right now, faking his illusions running back. I think Gambit finally realized that that was the real one all along, but the rest of his team is smoked up right behind him on the high ground. But Gambit, they understand this kind of move. It's in their name. It's a Gambit. It's playing this high ground, bait out your carry, and see if the enemy team will push into you. Now they're trying to wrap around to the other side of things, but now Gambit realizing that, in turn, push into the high ground. They've just swapped positions. That's all that's happened so far.
It's just game of...
Oh, Yule Scepter being able to catch Lina. Self-Yules to be able to dodge some damage. And Static Storm onto Zul, but with the Aghanim Scepter as well, they're going to be able to bring down the Void. No, he pops out. Manta managed a BKB. Time walks off the damage. Now going to be able to get a Chronosphere on the whole fight. Chain Frost bouncing around. First thing to target. Not sure who he wants to go for. Thought about Lil. Lil get bursted by the magic damage. Skeeter still having some issues though here. Slows down. Turns into the Void. Void. Dream. He's actually burned out of mana right now. Won't be able to see him time walk up, but Skeeter has to be able to dodge the damage up for Timbersaw right now. Going for that last fight against Dream. Not able to finish him off, and Dream might just be able to walk away from as the Aegis is now going to refresh this Phantom Lancer, ready to fight again, but has nobody be able to back him up. It's just being chain stunned down, already down to 1/3 of his HP. Goes for FNG, goes for a support kill because that's the only thing. Oh, that was a cute little play. A Pistol Blade over the side to be able to dodge the Timber Chain, but still, Dream is back for more as he's healed up just enough. He feels confident being able to take on Skeeter with the rest of his boys behind him. That's going to be 5 from aggressive mode, and Gambit have not thrown this game.
The Phaseless Void backtracked thanks to the level 25 talent, the Lina ultimate, thus he survived. Ooh. And all they get is FNG. They even GG out. But I'll be honest, Gambit handed him an opportunity, but it wasn't as if they had evened up the game. They got a bit of an edge. They were back in it. But you're fighting against a Void, a Timbersaw. You're not going to be able to outscale, and they try their best, but nice.